Hi, Ophiuchus Moons. Thank you so much for being here. I am Divine Femme Care 144. Very happy, grateful, and ultra blessed to bring you this reading. This reading is designed for those who have their moon sign in the zodiac sign of awesome as Ophiuchus. Unlimited to anyone who should find this message, or should this message find you. For this reading, I will be doing a 3-card spread, past, present, and future, using the melanated classic tarot deck. I will clarify those 3 cards using the Egyptian tarot deck. And then at the end of this reading, I will do an overall card using the major arcana coming from the golden tarot. I've already pre-shuffled all 3 decks. I'm going to shuffle the first deck just a few more times and split the deck, and we will begin the reading. For the background, we are giving honor, recognition, and thanks to that wonderful Taurus Moon energy that is within us, but then also the energy that is without. So if you know any Taurus Moons, do send them some love. This is a wonderful time to embrace this very earthy energy that we are being asked to use as support, where we are taking delight in wonderful comforts. Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus. And taking some time to stop and smell the roses, being in a state of gratitude for our surroundings, all the beauty that is outside of us, but then also too, most importantly, the beauty that is within us. Good foods, good comforts, good laugh, good company, and most importantly, being grounded. I will say that, and I think it's funny that I'm mentioning this with your reading, but since doing and beginning the Spotlight series with Taurus Moon, the mushrooms have been sticking out very, very significantly. So mushrooms may apply to you. You may be eating a lot of mushrooms. You may be around a lot of mushrooms. You may be seeing a lot of mushrooms because of mushrooms that you may be partaking in. I'm getting Alice in Wonderland, a very dreamy energy. And what I was also getting, now that I'm thinking about it and speaking on this, I also channeled that a lot of you are in it. You're in it. You're just there. What you've been reaching for, what you've been working towards, you're truly moving in. You're already in this, but you're moving more into this. And everything that happens for you are just wonderful steps, you know, whether they seem to the point where they're full of elation, but then also where they could be a detriment. Either way, all of those steps are getting you to your destiny, your true purpose in life. I feel every day is a moment of our destiny and our fate, as we're always in the right place at the right time. We're always where we need to be, and if we don't like where we are, we do have the power to change that. I feel that you are definitely one of the great leaders in this, with your special energy that has been attempted to be put to the wayside, forgotten about, what's the word? Disregarded, laughed at. Like, I've seen so much with this energy coming into greater awakening since I began my true spiritual path, coming into what I'm currently in now, beginning in 2018. I would say 2016 was a major transition for me that year. A major, major transition that helped me to get into my spiritual awakening that kind of blossomed in 2018. And I do feel that for a lot of you as way showers, this may be applicable to you. But I feel that you gain some wonderful, marvelous tools where you know whether or not, like, and I'm picturing, and what I'm seeing is Alice in Wonderland when she drinks the certain drinks that make her smaller and bigger. Like, I feel that you've been through these routes enough, where you've been through enough rabbit holes to now have a good little arsenal in your toolbox, you know, whatever you call that, where along your journey, whatever it is that may come your way, I feel that you are very well prepared, but also have a greater understanding of why things may have been happening the way that they have been over the last 3 or 4 years, is what I'm picking up for most of you. not giving yourself enough credit for the magic that I think that you have really come upon and truly discovered for yourself. All the signs being there with the assistance of Neptune is what I'm picking up here. And so I feel you putting yourself through enough cycles, testing and being tested as well. Coming with, it's almost like to science class, like doing enough tests to where those results, you're taking all of those results that you gain with the number of tests that you've taken or have been tested by, and taking some assessment on that and putting some things together and coming into some even greater awareness and clarity about what has been happening for you in your life and the abundance and the blessings that are coming in. And I can speak about this for this entire reading. I won't. I just, that was really, really speaking to my soul. And Spirit wanted to get that message out. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. Look at there. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the freaking Star. And that means, I feel that means a lot. It's still here. I feel that means a lot for all of you in different ways. What I was also getting to is that with a lot of this Ophiuchus energy, there's an affinity with connections between masculine and feminine. Almost like a utopia of some sort. And this may have to do with your Ophiuchus energy being put to the wayside and the specialness of this. But this being tied to some heavy abundance here. And the job that is called unto a lot of us who are connecting with partners, helping others, I feel, to awaken. This still being here. Wish coming through here. This is wish fulfilled, 9 of Cups there. This is wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and be quiet. But I feel that a lot of you have a knowing, a very strong, deep knowing, especially with that last bonus reading that came through for you too as well. 10 of Pentacles still there, Strength card, staying strong throughout all of this. I feel that strength is more for your excitement and being grounded. All right, so let's get into your reading, your past position. We have the Hangman. And automatically I'm getting the sacrificial lamb. This being a part of almost like everything I just kind of said. So you having to go through particular parts of your journey, going through tests, being tested, taking those results, and doing an assessment. This being a part of that assessment, but while you're in assessment here, where this could seem like waiting mode, kind of standing still, this is a collective energy of abundance, collecting abundance by being connected to the divine energy. The destined purpose that you have here in this lifetime, and a part of what it is that you're meant to come into that may seem out of the norm, but it's actually normal. Or whatever you want to consider normal. I don't like to put definitions on things. I would say that the reason why I say it's normal is because it exists. And if it exists, then it's okay. You know, and I mean, we could get into the semantics all day. I feel like you guys know what I'm saying. Guys and girls. You know what I'm saying. You know what I mean when I say that. And so with the 12 energy, we have that breaking down to an overall 3 energy, this being that masculine, feminine, and divine energy connection, the ultimate connection of the power of 3 and the divinity that you're meant to come into. I also feel too, with that being said, a lot of you, before coming into greater awakening and spirituality, may have had no inkling or wouldn't even have guessed that you would be where you are today. I feel that there may have been like little trinkets where you may have thought about it, you know, long ago in the past. I know for myself personally, in 2009, I remember telling one of my friends, who was my best friend at the time, that I really felt like I might want to be a priest. And she was totally open to that too. It was a great response that came from that. And I felt really good about it. But I think with the way that I was still involved with the 3D programming and all that, I just like, yeah, right, I'm never going to do that. That wouldn't be me. And then I started thinking about the surroundings and the church environment that I was currently in at that time, and how I wouldn't be accepted, I just got to thinking about outside things, and it totally affected that vision that came to me. I put it to the back burner, never thought once about it again until the area of 2018 for myself there, where I was coming into that greater spirituality and realizing what I was, moving more into as my purpose, discovering more things by looking into my birth chart and realizing, a major part of my purpose being a part of that spirituality and that priesthood being tied to the Hierophant energy. That's also counterpart to the High Priestess. So I feel that is applying here for a lot of you with this in-between time, this suspension time here, being about collection of abundance, being connected to the overall divine, receiving enlightenment here too as well. And this could apply, no matter what part of your journey you're on. I feel this is applying across the board. It just depends on what level that you're at. But this is about ascension and receiving wonderful information, downloads, tools from ancestors, all of that. And this bringing about some abundance. We do have the swastika energy here, where that is, that's, I would say, tied with the Ophiuchus energy and kind of being withheld, attempted to be hidden. But the swastika energy, with me doing some research, I did find that symbol is actually abundant, and it holds true in many cultures. So if you want to look into that, I would encourage you to do that, just to receive that truth and knowledge for yourself and not relying on myself or any outside energy. But that is something that I did receive with my enlightenment there, and I'm very happy to share that energy with you. 3 energy is also magician energy, with the 3rd house energy being Gemini, and the magician card being the card of Gemini, that also being a card of 1. That 1 is also leading me to your rising sign. So with the alignment of your birth chart overall, you have a very deep specialness for yourself, and that being a part of your purpose and why it is that you're here in this lifetime. There's something significant when it comes to your rising sign. I feel that you may be coming into that star power that was coming through with the 10 of Pentacles, and that abundance that's being brought in, this being in your past position. And the feeling that I was getting that a lot of you in the present are in this. And that's what I was just hearing. Like, This Is It by Kenny Loggins, the song. And then right after that, I heard, you're in it. You're in it. So that star energy where you're being seen, you're being recognized, a lot of you are moving up as far as stardom, fame, however that may mean for you, because that doesn't mean the same thing for everybody. And I feel with the celebrity energy that comes from the 3D realms, I feel that's a lot different than what it is that you're experiencing. I do feel there's a connection that is taking place for a lot of you when it comes to being connected to a celebrity from 3D realms. Possibly more than one. I feel a lot more than one, and this being a part of your purpose here. All right, so let's move on to your present position. We have the 3 of Swords. And I don't feel that this is you. This may be you, but I feel that with the level that you're at, it's not necessarily, I feel that you have an understanding about this 3 of Swords and why this may be happening. So with that being said, I'm also going back to your bonus reading where we had the energy of 3 kings coming through. I feel with that reading and there being some exposure to that, whether that be with that reading or you delivering some kind of information, hearts are being broken. You having to leave some people behind because of the clarity that you've received. Removing what no longer serves you. This just coming to an energy where there's going to be some pain and some heartache, some heartbreak with individuals that you're connected to. And this may include you, and that could be where I'm getting that quote, you're in it. You're in it because that abundance is coming through for you, that 10 of Pentacles and that star energy. No pain, no gain is also what I'm hearing here too. And so it's painful. I feel that there's been an onset. Like you've already been through, like I said before, through many parts of your journey where you've been through enough rabbit holes. And so I don't feel that any kind of pain that may be brought up for you is going to be where it's going to be like piercing, awful, traumatic type pain. I do feel that, again, with your level, you have a greater understanding of why things take place the way that they do. And so you're able to move into that toolbox, grab some of those tools that you gained, that you do have, that you kept with you, that you know how to maneuver your way through these types of situations here. And with this Hangman being in reverse here, I feel also too, with you kind of being in this position, with others not being on your level, it may come off as you kind of being standoffish, keeping to yourself, withholding. That could be this energy that is being picked up on by others outside of you. And that being a part of this Three of Swords here, where it's causing some pain. But this is a part of their journey there too, where it's going to help them to come to the point where you are. And I hope that made sense. We have more 3 energies, so 33 energies coming through. That being connected lately to Virgo. I've been seeing 33 a lot, and then also while seeing that 33 and trying to come into greater understanding as why it's connected to Virgo, it totally made sense, and I kind of almost had to laugh at myself a little bit. But 3 and 3 makes 6. 6 is 6th house energy of Virgo. So I feel the components of that 3 energy is a part of the Virgo energy, the Hermit energy. This being a part of that Hermit energy there too. With the Hermit card being a card of 9 in the major arcana. So a few steps before this Hangman here. The wheel coming after that 9 and the shift that's taking place with that going within. That being even more of that enlightenment. But the 3 and the 3 coming through, I do feel that that Hermit energy is a part of this, and that going within and connecting to the divine, doing what's best for yourself, gaining more tools to be able to move along your path here as you're going through a particular cycle here. That is very much affecting others here. So we do have 3 here, we do have 3 here. 3 also being the card of the Empress in the major arcana. So a lot of you being that strong Empress energy. For the Empress is all 4 queens. The Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. And I'm seeing that queen energy. There being a particular, possibly that Queen of Swords energy. You having to embrace that energy. And it's not gender specific. So do take it as it resonates. But being in that queen, and I feel that queen energy is about that unconditional love. The love and nurturance that's coming through, that's a little bit more delicate than the masculine energy can come off. Especially with the Emperor energy, that being a little bit more rugged and tendency to be stubborn. But with also too, with that Gemini energy coming through yet again with the energy of 3 and that Magician energy tied to this, I feel there's just the clarity. It's about clarity, receiving more knowledge and wisdom, and doing so, making the change that's necessary when it comes to you. And this, again, going back to affecting others in a certain way that's bringing about this 3 of Swords energy. This could be third-party energy. I don't feel that it's like the lower vibrational third party. And that's another thing I was coming into greater clarity about over the last few days here. It could simply mean that there are 3 people that are involved where there has to be a choice and someone getting their feelings hurt. This could be karmic return energy here too as well, but this being on a higher level. Swords energy is air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And for your reading, normally I leave the windows closed. Lately, for your readings, I've been wanting to leave the windows open. And so when I was thinking about that too, the energy of flight and being free and being sovereign and taking delight in that, really falling into that And maybe that's a part of that connection with you being in it. You're in it. You're there. And because you're there, I feel it's bringing about this Three of Swords energy here. Where someone may be realizing too, who may have taken you for granted, assume that you would always be there, possibly because of past cycles, past lifetime cycles, where you've done this over and over again with the same energies. You changing up the game here, coming into greater power and strength, having that connection, that strong connection, preparing yourself for this lifetime here, and using those tools here to make sure you live your best life, and not as a sacrificial lamb or at the detriment of others and their free will choices when they have contracts. Your future card here we have is the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is about someone that you've been connected to that you have definitely released here. I feel on the flip side of this, because this energy applies to you, because this is coming from, you know, your energy. I feel it's a mirroring energy, but the difference being the levels. So you being connected to someone, and this could be a counterpart energy that you're helping and assisting as they've helped you to come into this greater spirituality, just maybe a few levels behind, and you being in the suspension area here too, and that being a part of this Three of Swords, them not having an understanding of why, but you having a knowing. And so following this, simply here, what we have is, and what I was speaking on with the flip side is that you coming into greater spirituality are just waking up at different times of the night. I feel with the shift, I did see a rainbow wave. There was a rainbow wave last night where I'm at, and I'm in the Midwest. And it was one that I hadn't really seen probably since, I would say, 2018, 2019. It used to come about quite often. And I wonder if it doesn't have to do with the levels of ascension, but I do feel that those are spiritual messages too, speaking to the energetic change that's taking place within the entire collective. But then also I feel it's a message about Gaia healing herself. We do have rainbow days that are designed in the galactic calendar. And so I do feel there was strong support coming through with the new moon that was yesterday, and the energies that were being supported, and the love that was coming through, where there's more connectedness and happiness, and a lot of the lower vibrational energies of fear, all of that being worked through. I feel this is a part of this here. But that rainbow wave was very strong. It was very yellow at first. And then I noticed the changes in the color of the entire, like the whole sky, all the way from the top into, you know, being on the ground. It went from yellow, and then it went from this pretty indigo. It went from that to like this blue into an indigo, and then it just kind of settled, and then everything just kind of went back to what you would normally see on a regular day. So I feel this is a part of that energy and spirit kind of speaking to the change that's taking place within us all. This being a part of a dark night of the soul where you've released yourself from toxicity, sent those burdens back to the owners that they came from. And this being a part of them having to work through their own stuff because it's no longer yours to be put on to. Where I do feel a lot of energies you've been connected to in the past were projecting and putting their burdens and their frustrations and their issues onto you because of who it is that you are, because of the strength that you have, not realizing, you know, how it was affecting you overall. I feel for both those energies and then yourself too as well, you taking a stand on this, not helping you to come into greater spirituality, that being a part of that assistance that's being provided by these outside connections, where I said before, you know, it could seem, you know, at a heightened level of elation or something super detrimental, but it's all designed, whether it be either or, all designed to help us to come into our greater selves and live our best lives and live true to our souls, being here to live out our purpose here. This all being worked through by someone that you've been connected to or people that you've been connected to. But I do feel this is a part of you just waking up at certain times and receiving certain downloads from spirit. Whereas for others you're connected to are waking up and having to face things that they haven't wanted to face because they've been too busy putting it off onto you or to other people who they assume were going to take on those loads. That no longer being, and this being the result here. Moving through this too, this is an energy of completion. This is also that 9 energy that I had picked up on with the Hermit energy and the Virgo energy, that being the card of 9 in the major arcana. 9th house energy is also Jupiterian energy, Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius, that being strong with the 9th house energy. Jupiter in Pisces is coming through very strongly here too as well. That bringing me back to the abundance that's coming through for everyone, and this cycle here being somewhat of a rough phase here for someone that you're connected to or people that you're connected to, but this all happening for the greatest good. More swords energy here too, so that definitely affecting the mental, having to do with communication, regrets from you releasing someone. And I'm getting more people, not just because of your past reading, but we do have that 3 energy there, and I'm just picking that up, where this is about more than one person. So you could have, the person that you have released or people you've released being in this state where they're being forced to face what it is that they've done and the reason for all of this happening. Being faced with their own choices, being in a state where they have to see the choices that they've made, why they are in this situation where they're not able to point fingers and place blame on other people, but take ownership. This is an opportunity for them to be in a place to face those fears, to face those shadows, to maybe realize why they were making the choices that they were making, and why this 3 of Swords energy is here in the first place. Moving into this 9 of Swords, that 9 of Swords moving into the 10 of Swords, that being an ending of this. So there's a working through here, especially with the jump here, going from the 3 to the 9. The 6 of Swords being in between. I feel that 6 of Swords is speaking to the energy of you. And what I was picking up on anyway here with you moving away from what no longer serves you, that being the 6 of Swords there. Getting out of choppy waters and moving more towards calm waters. 6 energy is about unconditional love. This is also a multiple of that 12 there too, with 6 and 6, making 12. But then the 3 energy, that 3 and that 3 energy from these 2 cards here, creating that 6 energy that I do feel would be here with the 3, 6, 9 energy. So this could be, a very strong soulmate, a best friend, a dear friend, or a counterpart. And that being the other person that I was picking up on. So someone you're leaving behind, but then also too, someone that you may be connecting to in a partnership who is going through a leveling up here. And this all being displayed here as you're in this hangman position. The power of you standing still and what's taking place because of that. Let's get to your clarifiers. We'll clarify the hangman. So these all came out. I'll take them. We have the 7 of Swords in reverse. We have the 5 of Wands. We have a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Fool in reverse. We have the Hermit. The card of 9 here in the major arcana. So thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation, this clarity coming through strong. I do feel overall this is just speaking to the story of what it is that I just said. You being the sacrificial lamb when it comes to a new start, and this could apply to any kind of area in your life. This being over, I feel with the tools that you've gained and you removing yourself from what no longer serves you, going from that 6 of Swords into the 7 of Swords and ending this. 7 of Swords is part of this deception energy, where we do see the 3 of Swords energy, and then the 4 of Swords, that's more about healing. But I do feel with this being in reverse, it being related to you not being able to sleep, being stressed, being up at night, the reversal of this energy that you've come out of, and now that karmic return coming back to whoever it is that dished this out. They're now seeing what it is that you went through for themselves. They may also be seeing too, in vision or in dream state, what it is that you went through. I didn't say that for no reason. 7 energy is about being on the right path, angelic message, presence, being there. 5 energy overall being about change. 5 of Wands is fighting, battling, competition, instability. If we take one of these wands out to create something new, there's going to be stability with that 4 of Wands that's left over there. 4 of Wands being about commitment. But overall, this 5 of Wands being battling, competition. Queen of Pentacles, I feel this is about what it is that you were experiencing and what you were a part of, where the opportunity for you to grow. Connected to this Fool card in reverse, there were no new starts, there was no expansion, there was no opportunity for you to grow from the situation that you were in. You going into hermit mode and receiving this clarity, just as I said here. And with that clarity, moving into this Hangman, where you're now connecting and, you know, taking that delight and that comfort in who it is that will never let you down, which is divine and spirit, your spirit team, your ancestors, yourself, moving into that self-love energy and receiving the rightful goodness that you're meant to have, not relying on outside energy who has, you know, decided to put you in this kind of energy here because of what it is that they were experiencing, what they may have gone through. You ended this by going within to get that win. The sunlight being here, moving forward very successfully. That Ace of Wand energy, you taking your wand out of a 5 of Wands situation because you don't do fighting, you don't do, you know, any negativity. I feel that was coming about, you ended it. But this all kind of speaking to what it is that you went through. Taking your wand in order to bring greater stability for yourself, but then also too for the others who were involved in this. So I strongly feel that you want the best for everyone. You don't ever want to see anyone going through any kind of this stuff here. Having a knowing and an understanding of why things happen the way that they do, just feeling a certain way, you know, when you do see people experience stuff like this, because you've experienced it yourself and it doesn't feel great. Put this up here so we can see the number there. All right, so let's clarify the 3 of Swords. And the overall, there may be, with this being in the present energy, there may be something happening where death energy is coming about. The death card being a card of 13, that being your energy. 1 and 3 making a 4. That 4, going back to the 4 of Wands and the stability that's coming about because of what you've taken back for yourself. You've taken your power back. And now some kind of transitional, transformative energy is taking place where this is being moved through here. This is being experienced, but it goes, again, back to the levels of where everyone is at and how everyone is dealing and handling. Someone outside of you or people outside of you are not handling this well, but they will get through this. And I feel that you know this because you've been there. We'll clarify the 3 of Swords. We'll go ahead and take those. This is quite a few too. So we have a Queen of Cups, a very loving energy, which I do feel is you. Connected to a 10 of Swords, that ending of the 10 of Swords here, that this energy is moving into and moving out of. This still being in that future present, so this being very fresh. And then we have that 6 of Swords energy. I feel that being applied to you already and why you're in this Hangman, but then this being a part of that process that's helping someone that you're connected to, that 6 of Swords being there, and the friendship, I feel that you may be providing energetically, maybe not physically because of what you've already experienced here, especially with that 10 of Swords. That 7 of Swords And this Three of Swords creating this Ten of Swords and that ending that needed to come through for you. And the reversal of this, the karmic return, now taking place for someone else. Very loving energy. This being a part of that Empress energy that was coming through with the 3 being the Empress. You being compassionate and having that understanding, having that knowing, the intuitiveness, already knowing ahead of time with what it is that you've been receiving from Spirit here. But having experience, you know, this being under the Three of Swords, this being a painful ending, something that is being moved through, but you're giving ode to this. Like, I feel that you're in a wonderful, comfortable mood here. Going back to you having that knowing, and then also having an understanding of what it is you are in and what you're moving more towards, which is your abundance. So a connection here with the Knight of Wands. This is in and out behavior. This is a very energetic energy connected to the Ten of Swords. I'm not getting this as you being, you know, this being about you moving towards something that you're passionate about. I'm getting this as being a younger energy fire sign that was in and out, had in and out behavior. This Knight of Wands can also be seen as, on the lower vibrational end, a player, multiple partners. And with this Knight of Wands being connected to a star energy in reverse, I do feel that this is about that stardom, that energy of you being connected possibly to a celebrity. And with them being in reverse, I just feel that this is about something that has to do with their status. Two of Cups in reverse. So the ending of someone that you've released here. Where this could be more also too of an energy of someone that you're connected to, where they could have very similar energies. And I did mention that in that bonus reading, where you may have 2 different very strong soulmates who appear very similar. You may be seeing very similar signs and synchronicities, but there's a distinction between these 2 soulmates, those 2 kings that were coming through in that bonus reading. The first 2 kings, I should say, because you did have 3 kings come out in that last reading. But you releasing someone, possibly a younger energy, who could be a fire sign, who was in and out, being irresponsible when it came to this connection that you had that was very painful. You releasing, and now them experiencing a 3 of Swords. They may also, too, have that energy of a Queen of Cups within them, but decided to embrace more of this Knight of Wands energy here. That Knight energy being connected to the card of the 7, which is the Chariot in the major arcana. That 7 going back to that 7 of Swords there. You having a knowing about where that energy was coming from. More clarity coming in for you, and you putting that to an end. I feel that cup going to the past there, kind of that being a part of the compassion, saying goodbye, saying your farewells, and doing what's necessary for yourself. Being very strong in your crown region here, and only on the up and the increase here for yourself. But wishing the best for those that you're releasing, but then also to who you may be connecting to that you know is going through a particular phase, possibly a dark night of the soul. We'll clarify the 9 of Swords. And the song Keep On Moving by Soul to Soul just came on. Clarify the 9 of Swords. These are quite a bit. Spirit's been wanting to get these stories out with the clarity coming, because normally it would just be one, or it's one, maybe 2 cards. These have been coming out like books. I'll take this last. This one had to come out together. Underneath here, 3 of Swords, reverse, 10 of Wands, reverse, the Tower, and Judgment. Look at that. And that being a part of this energy and not being able to sleep at night. What is coming? And I do feel you have a knowing, again, because you've been through this yourself here. And because of the change that you're making within yourself here. So this being a part of that energy that I was picking up on, being forced to face what it is that one has done. That being a part of a judgment energy here. Reaping what one is sowing. The Tower energy. Things coming down that were built on faulty, unstable foundations. Spirit coming in as well here too, as I'm seeing the lightning bolt directed right at the top of that pyramid there. And the overturning of two individuals. So as I said, I don't feel that this is you. I feel this is Spirit's way of relaying message to you about those that have been connected to you, because it may have been and it may be very quiet for you, but you're in it. And they're in it too. And I do feel this applies to those two energies that was being picked up on. Possibly those two first kings that came through with the bonus reading. Being related to a contract. For both energies when it comes to you. And again, this could be on many different, or in many different areas in your life, and not just about romantic. But this Ten of Wands being in reverse, and the Three of Swords being in reverse. I just feel with those reversals, this being about this being over because it's in the future position here, but this being a part of what it is that was being projected onto you that you are no longer allowing. That Seven of Swords coming through here with the Three of Swords. We have the Three of Swords here, Three of Swords twice. So it could be too, you know, if you're in a state of pleasure and comforts right now, I feel that's just you being a part of that preparedness. You being prepared for whatever it is that may come. You may have a knowing about something that's taking place right now in your present tense. And you're taking care of it with love, gracefully, loving yourself, and, you know, sending best wishes to these energies because you have this knowing about what they're going to experience. And because of the Three of Swords here, they're being forced to face because you're not taking on those burdens anymore. Being forced to face what it is that they've done. Three of Swords, Ten of Wands being about the burdens and the amount of burdens, heavy burdens here. But this also being an ending. The Tower energy, that is a card of 16. It's right before the Star card. The 16 breaking down to a 7. That 7, I feel, is going back to that energy of the Seven of Swords. We have the Star card twice. We have 10s with that Seven of Swords coming through here, along with the Three of Swords here. Five of Swords even too. And the wonderful energy of this Queen of Cups on top of all of that. I think that just speaks to the amount of beauty that is within you. But the 10 and the 3 minus each other comes to another 7. So the importance of the 3, the 10, and the 7, and the connection with this, all being very important here. Third house energy from the 3 of Gemini, 7th house energy connected to Libra, and that being the importance of balance. And then the 10 energy, that having to do with Capricorn energy, Saturnian energy, and then also career. I'm going to move this up here. And we'll leave these here. Judgment is right before the World card. The World card being the last card of the major arcana of 21. The 2 10s, I feel with those 2 10s coming through, the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands being a part of that judgment with the 10 and the 10 here to make the energy of 20 for judgment. That 2, the 20 overall breaking down to a 2 being tied to the reversal here of a 2 of Cups. It's not taking place because of you releasing all of this. All of this. This is a lot. This is a lot. But you were able, just like the reading before the bonus reading, you were built for this. You were built for this. There's a special design and purpose for you in this lifetime. You're here to make great changes. And you're doing so. So, what we have here is the Death card. This being in reverse, I feel that this is just speaking to this being in the future position here, and this not yet taking place, transformation yet to take place. But we did mention this, and this is your card here with the card of 13. And that breaking down to the overall 4 energy. 4 is being about stability. Scales of justice being here too as well. Things coming into balance, tied back to the 7th house energy of Libra. And the 7 energy of the angelic message coming through of you being protected and being on the right path. And who it is that you're connected to here as well. Everything is working just as it should. And everything that happens, happens for us and never happens to us. But with that player energy coming through, I did notice 2 female energies. I feel like with the transformation that's taking place, it's putting behind that player mentality, moving into greater strength of a masculine energy, honoring contracts, that word, their word, coming into greater substance and having something behind it rather than a lot of speaking and not really following through with what it is that they actually sign and agree to. This being a part of that transformation, with this being in reverse, I'm just feeling, again, this is just something that has not taken place yet because this is in the future position here, with this being in the present energy here. Where I feel that this is more about a 3 of Swords coming to light, with you taking action and releasing, going through this transformative phase. This just being a part of that transformation. The step-by-step energy that I was picking up on earlier. Things being, you know, every little thing that happens is all leading up to a particular part of a cycle and change and ending, coming into new beginnings. And this all being a part of this here. So there's also an energy of Scorpio here too as well. But this is, you know, death energy moving into rebirth energy, connected to the sun energy. That being a card of 19 in the major arcana. Let's see what your overall major arcana card is. We have the Death card in reverse. I do feel too, with the second Death card coming out, and for some of you, what I'm getting, outside of this being connected to a connection here, I am getting very strong transformation here, with one facing what it is that they have been dishing and you releasing and no longer allowing. And in doing so, it's bringing about a 3 of Swords, where this is causing major transformation with who it is you've been connected to, because they did take those situations and you for granted. But for some of you, this could be an actual passing that's taking place in the physical from someone who was a part of a toxic cycle here, or this person that you're connected to may be experiencing a passing, a physical passing that's coming about. Both energies being in reverse here, this being your overall energy. But I feel with this overall reading and tied to this final card coming out, reiterating this death energy that's speaking to a transformation that's yet to come, and just asking one to have patience. Patience being the card after the death energy here too as well. But this also being the card after the Hangman energy here, with the card of 12 and then the card of 13 being here. So again, this just being a part of that step-by-step, piece-by-piece component energy that's showing you what is taking place with a major cycle that's coming to an end, with you releasing what no longer serves you. Also to the finale of something that you're putting behind you, and this being about a once and for all type situation here. So you completing something major here. And with the Tower coming in, now structures being able to be built up on stable foundation, if, you know, we so choose. But the opportunity being there to build on a foundation of integrity. With the energies also too in reverse, and the energy overall from that being a 4, the 1 and the 3 coming together, this person just may be very unstable here, and that's speaking to the amount of difficulty that one or more persons that you were connected to that are going through a dark night of the soul. This is pretty intense for them. So on the bottom here, we'll do the bottom of the decks and end this reading. Yeah, we have the 7 of Cups, and I'm getting this as being confusion. Confusion and trying to find that light, because I feel you've taken your light. You've taken your power back. This forcing others you've been connected to who have been dependent on your energy, now being in a position where they have to face those fears of shadow energy here, face what it is that they've been putting off here, and now having to make a choice for themselves, being confused about the situation here too. But with the Swords energy, they are moving through this and will be receiving clarity if they're open to receive it. 7 energy coming through again with that 7th house energy of Libra, and then also the angelic messages coming through. On the bottom here, we have a 1, which is the Magician, and this being in reverse. On the flip side of this, though, too, I do feel this is about the options that you created for yourself, having done the shadow work, and you being in balance. I feel that this is speaking to the Magician energy that's within you, but then also what you were dealing with and what you have overcome, and releasing yourself from a particular energy that has to do with a Magician in reverse. That being about someone who, again, is taking what it is that they've been given for granted, using the tools that they do have that were designed to be as gifts to be able to help others, using this in a way that was bringing about a 7 of Swords, deception, deceit, stealing, 3 of Swords, heartache, heartbreak, and pain, and third-party energies that were unfair. Fairness and balance coming in for greater stability, with the 7s and the 4s sticking out there. And then the importance of the connection of the 3 coming through there too as well. And that balance being tied to the 7. Maybe that's why the 7 and the 3s are coming out quite significantly in this reading, along with the 10s. The importance of balance, and that being tied to the connection of masculine, feminine, and divine energy. Those 3 working with that 7 to create overall endings that will move one into greater stability and less painful situations. The Moon we have on the bottom here. This being about uncoverings and secrets that were being withheld. That being a part of the 7 of Swords energy, you transmuting this energy and bringing those secrets to light. This is a card of 18. This comes after the Star card. And I feel that with that coming after that Star card that was tied to that 10 of Pentacles, abundance and energy, that this is just about the message that Spirit wanted you to know, with you alchemizing and coming into that vulnerable state, taking those negatives and turning them into positives, nourishing the land, regenerating Gaia, that being picked up there too. You know, putting that love and support back into the earth where it came from to give you in the first place. That being a part of, you know, opening up this enlightenment, I feel, when it comes to the darkness and the dark energy. With us also going through a new moon energy here too as well, I do feel that being the supportive energy that's coming through to help guide all of the energies that are in this reading here. And that being a part of the spirituality within us all, this breaking down to an overall 9 with the 1 and the 8, tying back to the Jupiter energy, and then also Sagittarius in the house of spirituality. But then also to the Virgo energy that came through, that was being picked up in relation to the Hangman energy. And what can take place when one goes within, stays in their power, increases their power, surrenders to the universe, receives the tools that were designed for them and meant for them, and taking that action when it comes to themselves and that self-love, and in doing so, the result being here of others that you are connected to who are on a lower vibration, now being guided to move through their own particular journeys, not reliant on you, and moving through this so they can come into their greater selves here too, and that being a part of your purpose there too. Moon being the ruler of Cancer. Cancer being that energy of fourth house energy, that 4 energy coming back through, that being about matters of the home, security, warmth, nurturance, everything that was mentioned, and the importance of that really shining through and being supported and assisted by divine. So Ophiuchus moons, this was your reading. I hope that these messages were helpful, enjoyable, enlightening, and empowering for you. Continue to send love to those that you know, that you have a knowing about and why they played a particular role in your journey. Also give them thanks. And continue to love the way that you do, increasing on that. And good luck to you as you continue to move forward in this wonderful delight that was being picked up on. It's very well deserved. I feel that the reward and the massive amount of reward that's coming to you, it's rightfully so. You deserve it. You deserve all of it and more. And thank you for all that you do. So I wish you all the very best. I thank you all for your continued love and support. Welcome to all new subscribers. And until we meet again, take great care. I love you. Peace.